Hi, my name is Megan Kopp, and I'm going to go ahead and begin our presentation on early childhood pragmatics. So what is pragmatics? It's basically just the way that we use language in different social situations. Here I have listed three main components. The first one is using language for different purposes. This can include to greet, to inform, demand, and request. Number two here is adapt language to the listener or situation. This can be simply talking to a baby versus talking to an adult, or talking to a professor versus a friend, or even just giving them more information on a topic that they already know about. Number three, follow unspoken rules. This can also include turn taking, looking at the speaker, standing an appropriate distance, and using facial expressions and gestures. The building blocks of pragmatics. Here I've got 5 of them listed. Receptive language would include just understanding what the speaker is telling you. Expressive language would be just communicating your own thoughts, needs, ideas through your speech, sign, or alternative forms of communication. Pre-language skills, which would be ways in which we communicate without words, gestures, facial expressions, and eye contact. Executive functioning, which is higher order reasoning and thinking skills. And self-regulation, which is just the ability to change and maintain one's emotions and behavior for an appropriate task or situation in a socially acceptable manner. Okay, so age 0 to 18 months, I have a few things listed here, which are their normal skills and pragmatics. Usually just some simple concepts using simple gestures or sounds, and just begin to pick up on facial expressions and being able to respond, to their parents or to anyone who's around them. Moving on to 18 months to 2 years of age. Again, it's going to be kind of beginning still of more vocal skills and just starting to use small phrases, various language functions, and starting to begin in some turn taking as well while they're talking to others, whether it's other kids or other adults as well. Age 2 to 3.5 years, this is when they begin to understand more about people around them, such as playing make-believe and recognizing the needs of others. They also can acknowledge communication with their partner by just using simple messages such as yeah, okay, mm-hmm. Also, they start to begin storytelling and can also start to inference the stories as well, guessing what's going to come next. And ages 4 to 5. So this is when they begin to start using language a whole lot more. They can correctly use terms such as this, that, here, and there. They can also use indirect requests, and they begin to tell stories a lot more in depth than they would in the 2 to 3.5 years.
Hello, my name is Dahana Jean, and I'll be talking about the last 3 slides in our PowerPoint. From ages 5 to 6, children begin to storytell, meaning they can tell sequences of events but maybe not finish it, but they still know what they're trying to say. They also tend to have the ability to make threats or insults, but this can also be fixed with proper care and resources. Children also start to recognize their achievements and usually give compliments such as great job or well done to others. At this age, 5 to 6-year-old children start to understand and make certain promises regarding their situation, meaning if they're in a certain predicament, they'll start to make promises for the others who are making the promises, and they will understand what the promises means. Moving on to the next slide, I'll be talking about shyness and language and pragmatics for 6 to 7-year-olds. This slide is more about the article we read and did research on. According to the article, kids who are quiet and usually are shut in don't speak, but when they do speak, they often stutter because they're too nervous to speak upon others. This problem usually leads to verbal difficulty, causing problems in the pragmatics area at a very young age. Also, they also do not interact with others because they feel isolated, meaning they will not adjust in all environments and usually have trouble trying to be comfortable in that environment. Moving on to the next slide. Here are some examples of shyness in young kids. These examples are for the ages between 6 and 7. Shyness for kids result in embarrassment or social anxiety, meaning they're embarrassed about a certain condition or they don't know where to fit in. So language skills are very important for shyness in young children, for the emotional and social adjustment to kids. This meaning so they could get comfortable around kids. Also, we see as older continue to have these problems, pragmatics start to become an issue. As I stated in my first slide, when kids are not comfortable, it starts to create an issue as they get older and older, as pragmatics starts to become a worldwide spread of issue for them in their later adult life. Pragmatics language skills is available to use social contextual cues and other to understand speakers' meaning and to attain social goals through effective communications with others. This means pragmatics means a lot more than we think. Pragmatics is a social context clues for others, for us to use and to interact with other kids. Pragmatics will always be such a huge part of language to us. Thank you.